How's it going, everybody? In today's video, we are going to be covering the IXL assignment, Understanding Integers. Now, before we get into the actual IXL assignment itself, let's talk about integers and the two main types. So if we have an integer, that means it is either a negative number or a positive number. And a negative integer can represent either a loss or a decrease. So if we have a real world scenario and you owe somebody money, or you have to go down a mountain or go below sea level, all of those represent a loss or a decrease. Therefore, it would be represented by a negative integer, a negative number. The opposite of that would be a positive integer, a positive number. That is a gain or an increase. So if you are earning money because you did a job, if someone is paying you back, if you are going up in a hot air balloon, your height is increasing, all of that would be represented with a positive number. One thing that you can use to help you visualize that is a number line. So I did have a nice little graphic here, so that way you can see all of the negative integers, all of the negative values are in red, and those are located on the left of the number line, and then 0 is neutral, that's the center, and all of your positive integers, so your positive numbers are in blue, and they're located to the right of the number line. All right, one of the best ways to learn is by doing and having some examples. So let's go ahead and flop on over to IXL. All right, here we have our exact IXL assignment right here, B1, understanding integers, Y, B, C. And our very first problem is which integer represents this scenario? A $7 off coupon. So if our scenario is representing a loss or a decrease, it would be a negative integer. If it's a gain or an increase, it would be a positive. So what do you think? A $7 off coupon, a -7 or a +7? It would be a -7 because you are getting that money off. So you are saving that. It's a decrease in price. Perfect. All right, let's try this one. Which integer represents this scenario? 8 passengers get on a bus. -8 or +8? Are we losing and decreasing, negative integer, or are we gaining and increasing, positive integer? It would be a +8. And notice that we don't necessarily write the positive sign. If you just see a regular number, that means it's a positive. And it would be a +8 because the passengers are getting on the bus. The amount of people on the bus are increasing, so it would be a positive. All right, I think we got that. So let's jump up a level, try a slightly harder problem. So write an integer that represents this scenario. So now instead of multiple choice, you have to identify, is it negative or positive? A 1-point penalty. Well, what does penalty mean? Well, that usually is referred to in sports or sometimes in schoolwork too. If it's a penalty, that means something was done wrong and they lose yardage, or they lose, in this case, a point. So is that a positive thing or a negative thing? Negative, which means it would be a negative integer, -1. Write an integer that represents this scenario. 10 people joining the back of a line. Positive or negative? Well, they're joining the line. Yes, they're going to the back, but the location in line doesn't matter. They're joining the line, therefore it's increasing. So it would be a +10, which means we can simply write 10. All right, let's jump up one more level and try another example. Write an integer that represents this scenario. Adding 10 plates to a stack. Is it increasing or decreasing? It's increasing, which means it's a positive integer, +10. We will try one final example. Write an integer that represents this scenario. Removing 7 cars from a train. What do you think? +7 or negative? It would be a -7 because we're removing, so it is losing some cars. Negative integers are a loss or a decrease. Therefore, a -7. All right, I hope that helped. Good luck on your IXL assignment, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Bye.